I think there's an assumption that a love of artifice, a fascination with frills and frivolity makes you fake or inauthentic. But I think there's something to be said for that love of the curated, and it can be something truly part of you and a genuine interest. I believe that there are many assumptions about people who are very curated, and quite obviously so. You can tell just from looking at me that I'm what some would call high maintenance. There's a very conscious and deliberate effort, I suppose, that goes into my appearance and my quote unquote look. But then there can sometimes be the assumption, rather unfairly, I might add, that this means I'm fake or I'm pretending or it's all a front or a mask I'm putting up to disguise who I really am, which is preposterous. This is just how I choose to express myself. I have always loved hyper feminine, bright, girly, frilly, artificial things. I was obsessed with Barbie when I was little. Not that that obsession has particularly left. I think, if anything, I've just become Barbie, really. Rather than collecting the dolls, I have just become one. Um, I loved Disney princesses, Pink. I was the textbook girly girl, and that mindset and those interests have really just evolved with me as I've grown up. They've never really left. My friends who have known me for years and years would definitely tell you that this is just the truest outward expression of my personality. And it's just me. There's no other way to put it. I've been described as a Disney princess, Snow White, Mary Poppins. I've gotten Marilyn Monroe a few times, especially when I was blonde. Old Hollywood, Land Girl. I've been described as many different things, and most of them, to be fair, are not inaccurate, especially the princess thing. I think that's another aspect that people can't quite wrap their head around. I can be incredibly exuberant and demonstrative with my emotions, particularly my happy ones, and it can be a bit much for some people. I think with very particularly high feminine, optimistic, excitable people, there is, with some people, not all by any means, the correlation to being unintelligent. I think particularly from being so twee and girly as a child, from some corners, there's the expectation that you'll grow out of it. Especially the optimism and the naivete, which I think is a shame, really. We should all be trying to hold on to that for as long as possible. Particularly for me, it's something I'm really trying to emphasize and recapture about myself. There's a feeling of you don't understand the real world and, you need to come back to reality, which is complete rubbish. I tried reality. I didn't like it particularly. I'd much rather live in my little bubble. As long as I'm still aware and working to be good and to do good in the world, I don't see why I have to prescribe to anyone's usually horribly cynical, dull beige view of reality and what that entails. I'd rather live in my world, and it makes me happy. There is nothing wrong with liking and surrounding yourself with things that are constructed, that are maybe a bit curated, that are artificial and silly or frivolous even, if that's something you genuinely love and that helps make you happy. I am incredibly happy being amongst nature, going for walks in the park or the woodlands or going to the beach. I'd just rather be in a really pretty outfit whilst I do it and not get dirty. I genuinely am a bit of a princess in that way. I think at the end of the day, you know yourself, you know your true self and who you are, and how that's constantly evolving and changing, and you shouldn't feel the need to put yourself into a box or change what you like to please other people. If you are a very nature bound, salt of the earth type, that's wonderful. And if you're a very, city person or frills and bows and all things pretty, that's brilliant too. It just comes down to what's right for you in the end.
Hello darlings and welcome back to my channel. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. It was something a little bit different that I just really wanted to put together. I thought it would be a more interesting way of doing a kind of a more long form talking video to kind of include some more possibly artistic shots. So do let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below. I will of course link all of the products that I show, the things that I'm wearing, all of that kind of thing. And I do just really hope that you enjoyed it. So don't forget that you can follow me on all of my social media. You can follow me on Instagram at @averyvintagedarling, and you can follow me on Twitter at @vvintagedarling. I love you all so very much, and I will see you in my next video. Au revoir! Just to keep them all away.